My name is Cory Uselton. I'm pleased to be here tonight. I want to thank the DeSoto County Republican Women for sponsoring this event. I want to thank my family who's here tonight, my wife Amanda, my sons Jackson and Will are in attendance. Amanda has served in PTA capacities in Hernando, different schools. She's also served as PTA president there. My oldest son Jackson is 10 years old. He's a fourth grader at Oak Grove Central Elementary School in Hernando, and Will is a first grader. He's 7 years old. He attends Hernando Elementary School. I'm in my 21st year overall in education. I'm in my 6th year at DeSoto Central High School as principal. Really enjoyed our experience at DeSoto Central. When I took over there as principal in 2009, I had a vision for where I wanted to see our school in a few years down the road, the 5-year vision, the 10-year vision. And I like where we are right now, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. You'll see how I'll tie that in. Also where I'd like to see our school district and some of the things that I would like to see us move toward as an entire district. At DeSoto Central High School, several things that I'm very proud of with our teachers and students, but our school, Mr. Ferguson mentioned the A rankings. DeSoto Central High School has been an A school for the last 6 years in a row. Out of over 250 high schools in Mississippi, only 7 high schools have been an A school for the last 6 years running. DeSoto Central High School is one of those 7 high schools that's accomplished that. This weekend, or on Saturday, obviously my proudest moment as principal is graduation day, and it's going to be a great day. We've got around 380 graduates, and those 380 graduates have over $14 million in scholarship offers that we'll be celebrating. And if you look at graduation rates and things of that nature, DeSoto Central, we've traditionally ranked in the top 5 or top 10 in the state with graduation rates. And most of the time when you look at the graduation rates, and one thing that makes me really pleased about it is the only ones that are ahead of us, they have like 200 or 300 students in the entire school. And we've got almost 1,700. We've got 380 students in our senior class. And so that's something that we put an emphasis on, is making sure that every student that walks through the door has a chance to be successful. And we're able to do that, and it's proven there by our graduation rate and how we graduate students at DeSoto Central. But in this race, I believe, is being the high school principal in the race, that it offers me a unique perspective. I believe that the next superintendent should come from the school level. And the reason being is because right there at the school level, with the students and teachers, you're on the front line of education every day. I know what the parents' concerns are. I know what the teachers' concerns are, because I live it every single day. And as we move through, we look at the different issues. The one good thing about being at the school level is it doesn't take you long to find a reference point for me, because if you see a DeSoto Central parent, you see a DeSoto Central teacher, you see a DeSoto Central student, you can ask them about my leadership, you can ask them about our time together at DeSoto Central High School. And so that's an advantage that I have, that you're able to actually talk to somebody about what's going on today in our school. When we're talking about parents, a couple of things that I've emphasized during my time there with our parents is communication and safety. With communication, we want to make sure that we communicate as much as we can with the parents at DeSoto Central High School. They'll often tell you we communicate, or I do, through text messages, through Mind 101, communicate through mass emails, through phone calls, whatever we need to do to keep in touch with the parents, because I feel that the more informed that the parents are, then the better the child will perform in the classroom, because the parent has more information, and then they're able to go back and talk to their student about it. Now that's something that I would like to see implemented at the district level. From the superintendent, I want communication from the superintendent through the teacher, the principals, the teachers, and the parents. And that way, if you have that communication, you have that openness, you have that transparency, it builds a certain level of trust there, all the way from the superintendent down through the district. So I think that's very important. When we talk about safety, and all 4 of us have talked about this, I talked about my children earlier, I try to look through the eyes of a parent when I see our students in school every day. Because I know when I send my 2 students to school every morning, my 2 children, I want them to be safe. That's the number one thing I want them to be. And I know when the 1,700 sets of parents drop their kids off in the morning, that they want them to be safe when they're under my care. So I take that very seriously. And when you talk about safety, you think about that job. We've got 1,700 teenagers under one roof every day. I don't know if any of y'all want to trade jobs with me, having that type of environment. But I love working with the teenagers, and we you know, we have to deal with certain problems from time to time. But as a high school principal, I have to stay up to date on school law. I have to stay up to date on what's going on with social media, because bullying and things of that nature are completely different today than they were even 5 years ago because of what we see in social media. And so having that aspect of it and knowing that about the discipline side of it would actually help me as I transition into the superintendent position. Now with the safety side of it, you're talking about a district-wide effort. We would want to make sure that each school has a safety plan. Each school is coordinated with the local law enforcement agents to make sure that every school is secure and to make sure if there ever was some type of emergency that we would be best prepared for that. Talking about our teachers, I want to make sure with them that they always have the support that they need from the principal, and then I would want to do the same thing from the superintendent level too. I want to make sure that they have the flexibility they need to plan their lessons throughout the week. As a principal, I've seen how Common Core has strangled the talents of our teachers, it's strangled their creativity. And we want to give our teachers as much flexibility as we can. And as a superintendent, you're not able to defeat Common Core, you're not able to do away with Common Core, but I will say this. If I, as superintendent, take a strong enough stance against Common Core as the leader of the largest school district in the state, that would make a statement. That would make a statement for everyone to know about, and I'm willing to do that if it helps our teachers. And it helps And also talking about our teachers, from the time I got to DeSoto Central, I wanted to establish a level of professionalism and a level of respect. I believe if you come into contact with our teachers, if you come into contact with me through the school, you will see that we have that level of respect. And it's not just a one-way respect. We want to have a mutual respect, whether it's between teacher to student, whether it's between teacher to principal, principal to student. We want to have that because there's better lines of communication there if you have that mutual line of respect. And talking about that, that's the same thing I want to see throughout our district. I would want to see mutual respect from the teachers toward the students always, but also toward the county office toward the principals. It's one of those, if everybody is respectful of each other, we can achieve a lot more because we're all on the same team shooting for the same goal. And once again, referring back to our teachers, I want to make sure that we give them the resources that they need in the classroom to be successful. I don't want to spend money in an area that takes away from the classroom if we don't have to spend it. A prime example at school level is if you ever come to my office, I've got the same desk that was in there in 2003 that Mr. Tipton had when they moved into that school. And every summer my secretaries would come in and say, I hope this is the summer you're going to get a new desk. This was horrible. And every time I think about that, I think, I don't want to spend money. I don't want to spend $2,000 on my office if I could put a smart board in the classroom with that same money. I want to make sure that we're spending money in an appropriate way if it's going to go toward making children successful at our school. And talking about our students, when I first got the job in 2009, I met with some of our students and asked them some things that they would like to see improved about DeSoto Central High School. And one of the things that they talked about was unity. I brought in different students from different groups. Some were from band, some from football, some from student council, all kinds of different groups, about 20 of them. And they talked about how there was a lack of unity, how different groups didn't know about certain things that were going on in the school. And so we wanted to build that unity, and we did that through a motto that we had at that time, and we still use it still today, called when you play one of us, you play all of us. Now we started out with athletics to do that, but it's carried over into our academics, it's carried over into our way of life at DeSoto Central High School. Now by saying that, I want our entire district to be unified. We've got 42 schools in our district, we've got 8 school zones, but we need to all be on the same team. There's so many different areas right now in our district that have so much history and tradition. My sons go to school in Hernando. There's so much history there. Here in Olive Branch, the people in Olive Branch are as passionate about the history and tradition of this city and of their schools than any place you'll ever find. And the next Superintendent of Education will need to embrace the history and the traditions we have in DeSoto County while at the same time being progressive and moving forward and making sure that our children are prepared to compete in a global society. I'm the person that can do that job for you. I want to be your Superintendent of Education. I would appreciate your vote on August 4th. My name is Cory Uselton. Thank you.